Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. In today's video, I'm going to show you what I got the birds for their birthday and for Christmas as well. So their birthdays are actually collectively celebrated on the 11th of December because they all hatched around that time and we thought it would just be easier to kind of just celebrate all together. So I've got a massive haul of bits and pieces I've kind of accumulated over the last couple of weeks. Pretty much, I think everything actually is from Northern Parrots because you guys know how much we love Northern Parrots. There's a link down below if you want to check out their website. I do have a couple of gifted bits from them which I will disclose when they're on the screen, but because they haven't asked me to make a whole video about them, that's why there isn't ad in the title. Full disclosure there. But yes, we're going to get straight into it. Pickles is desperate to go over to Scampy, who's snacking. So I'm going to show you all the bits and pieces that we've got for the birds. So the first thing we got was a massive top up of Millet. This is the brand that we always buy. Our birds love it, of course. I think Pickles is the only bird who's not that, she's got strong opinions. It's not actually that fussed about Millet. She'll eat it, but it's not her treat of choice. But obviously all the other birds love it, so we've got nice big bags. They've got plenty of treats for their special day. Next up, we have got 3 of these huge calcium and iodine perches. I really like these perches for my birds because they're a little bit thicker, so there's a bit more flexibility with their feet, with different diameters of perches. I also like these because they're textured too, which is always a benefit for great foot health. And of course, if they nibble on these, then it's got the benefit of the calcium and iodine as well. These are in the size medium, I think. So yeah, as I said, they're a little bit bigger. We do sometimes get the small ones, but we got medium, and they always come in different colours, but for some reason we've got 3 pink ones, and I don't mind. So they are going to be very useful for replenishing some of the perches in the cages. Staying on the theme of perches, I also have this, what is it, a Manu mineral perch, which I think is another kind of calcium and iodine one, but I like it because it's super textured compared to the others. This is a size small, but I think this is going to be good for Pickles and Scampy because I need to replace a couple of their perches. They're getting a little bit old now and I want to get a bit more texture in there because the ones that are textured in there have kind of been worn away a little bit. So lots of replenishment for the perches. I thought I'd say as well, perches aside, everything is going to kind of be interchangeable for the birds. We don't really say this is for olive, this is for fish, that kind of thing, because we always mix things around. So it's not I'm trying to leave anybody out, it's just we kind of share everything in this house. Next up, we've got our absolute favourite toy ever, which is the Westco Kebab. And this is one of the mini ones, I think. It's normally the kind of one that we put in Olive's cage because she really likes it, but again, everything's interchangeable here. But all of our birds absolutely love Westco Kebabs, don't they, Pickles? He's desperate to go on my head. So yeah, it's always good to stock up on these whenever I'm doing an order. The next item I got is some Harrison's bird bread. I did work with Meadows Animal Healthcare, which is the UK distributor of Harrison's before, and we tried out some bird bread and I really loved it. I've been wanting to try it out for ages and I did, and our birds just went crazy for it. So I decided to get some more so we can make some little birdie bread kind of cupcake things for them, and they are a great kind of evening meal snack for our birds. That's generally when we kind of feed it to them, usually once or twice a week. And once you make the birdie bread, you can actually freeze it too, so it lasts for longer. So if you only have one bird, then you have it for a really long time because you can freeze it. Another perch, I seem to have bought a lot of perches, but it was kind of necessary, and Northern Parrots just had like a Black Friday sale, so went a little bit crazy. But we got one of these shell perches. This is something that I have in the boys' cage. They have the small one. Olive has the massive one because we bought the massive one by accident. We didn't realise how big it was, but she loves it, so it's fine. And then Pickles and Scampy have just normal kind of platform perches. But I highly recommend going for a platform perch just to see what your bird thinks. It's great for resting their feet. And it's a lot of fun as well, so I highly recommend getting some kind of platform perch for your bird's cage. You can get a shell one like this or the flat ones or whatever you choose, but definitely worth a go. And of course this one is also made of calcium and iodine, so if they do decide to chew it, which they really like doing, then they can enjoy that too. And I really hate the sound of it when they chew this, but they seem to get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Moving on to toys, I don't know how many times I've bought this toy. This is the Party Preener. And again, this is kind of like a Pickles and Scampy thing. They just go absolutely wild for it. They love pulling out all of the crinkle paper, and within there is like a wicker kind of rattan ball, and it's got this leather piece at the top here, and this is just an all-round winner. All of the birds have played with this, but it seems to be Pickles and Scampy's favourite toy, so they're going to really enjoy having this replenished because the one they have in there is pretty much done, so it's perfect timing to buy this. Here we've got another Westco Kebab because I just always buy them, so I forget that I've got even more of them. This is the Chiquito one, so it's on 3 strands. This is normally one that we give to chip and fish. They have this next to their shell perch and then they love to chew it, and it's just fun to have it on multiple strands with the different colours. And as I say in all the videos whenever I mention these are an amazing toy for small beaks because they are so easy to shred. This is the kind of toy that you want to have in your bird's cage, something that they can destroy and have lots of fun with, getting their beak busy destroying this and not your furniture or anything else in your house. Also, if you're wondering why there's very little birds in this video, I did ask them to come over. They don't want to. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to force my birds to be in the video if they don't want to. But Pickles and Scampi are currently sitting on David and they're just kissing and cuddling and having a great time. So if they're happy doing that, that's fine by me. So moving on to the next thing I got is this. This is a discs and knots toy, or knots and discs, whichever way around you want to say it. This is Olive's current favourite toy. She goes absolutely wild for it, and David originally bought the one that we have already, and when I saw it I was like, oh, I don't know if they're going to like that. However, all of the birds love it. Now, I've spoken about this before because this isn't the sort of toy that I would normally get, and that's because it has some hard wood, and I don't recommend hard wood for small beaks because they just can't chew through it. However, these little discs here are so thin that it is easier for small beaks to go through this hardwood. Again, as I say in every video, every bird is different, so you may have a small beak that it does like, you know, hardwood, but generally speaking, most small beaks find it very difficult to get any kind of joy satisfaction with actually chewing the hardwood. But this toy is absolutely amazing. It's got the bird safe leather as well on all these little strands, and all of my birds love kind of toys with strands like this, like natural ones that they can chew, because they just hold them. Even the cockatiels use their feet when they're holding these, which is always amazing to see. So I highly recommend this toy if you haven't tried it already, and yeah, always going to be repurchasing this one. Right, last purchase, I promise, and that is these natural seashell ones. I got loads of them because, again, they all kind of need replacing at the same time, but these are great for sort of keeping your bird's nails in check. They're also made of crushed seashells, so they're all completely natural, so if a bird does chew them, that's absolutely fine. They are a source of calcium. These are perfectly safe and natural, and I've bought these so many times, so I can highly recommend these. They are in the size small, which is about 20 centimetres, which is really great for cockatiels and conures. So yeah, I go through a lot of these, and I'm sure the birds will be very happy that I've replenished them so they can chew them and poop all over them and have a great time. Now, the final item that I bought before I move on to the gifted things is a replenishment of Guardian Angel. This is a sick bird supplement, and it is an essential item, either this or Ava Pro, for your birdie first aid kit. As you guys may have seen, baby Olive was sick a little while ago. She's perfectly fine now. She's very happy. She's currently eating a big chunk of red pepper and having a great time. But this is essential to have in your bird first aid kit if your bird does get sick, because it can make all the difference. And ours just ran out, so well, it didn't run out, it went out of date. So we've got a replacement here, and always just check your bird first aid kit. Make sure you've got everything you need before you need it. Make sure everything's in date as well. So this is great, and I'm gonna go pop this in the first aid kit in a second. Right, on to some of the things that Northern Parrots very generously gifted to us. Again, I didn't buy these, they've been sent to us, but they didn't ask me to make a video, which is why it will say add gifted somewhere on the screen throughout this kind of segment here. So the first one is this sisal or sisal, depending on how you want to say it, ring. It does have a bell on it. It wasn't supposed to, but the manufacturers have changed it for this year, so that's coming straight off. But it's on this great metal chain. It's got this lovely sisal in this very festive kind of wreath shape. It's got the harder wood kind of, what do you call them, like spheres there, but again, for some birds that will be enjoyable. But the sisal is a natural material, so your birds can chew it, compared to something like cotton, which you don't really want your birds chewing. Some birds will like to kind of crawl through there and sit on it, so it's a lot of fun, and we love a festive toy. They have a really great range of kind of Christmas toys and things like that on their website, so do go and check them out. There's some fun little bundles and things like that. But yeah, this is really fun, and we love a bit of theming over here at Bird Nerd HQ. The other things they sent us are 3 of these very cute little foraging boxes. I'll show you them one at a time because I can't hold them all up at the same time. But essentially, it's a little cardboard box, and it's full of this amazing crinkle paper, which all my birds love. So it is on this plastic chain, so it's going to be something that we supervise with our birds. It wouldn't be something I would just leave in their cage unsupervised, just in case, because obviously not a natural material. I don't want them kind of chewing any bits off when we're not here. So this will be either an outside toy, or it's going to be one that we're kind of here watching them. But this is going to be so much fun. We can hide lots of treats in here, ready for them to forage. They can just chew this to pieces, or this lovely cardboard, and of course it's lovely and themed. So we've got this snowman one here, We also have this Santa or Father Christmas, depending on what you call him, here as well. Now these do have also little beads. I don't think they're going to come off, and my birds don't chew beads, but of course if your bird is a real chewer for things like plastic, then be very careful of these. But yeah, these are lots of fun and really cute designs as well. And then finally we have got Rudolph, of course, Mr. Red-Nosed Reindeer. So they're lovely and themed and really fun, and of course we want to be promoting as much foraging as possible with our birds, because that is what they need to do to be happy and healthy. So these are going to help with their foraging and having lots of fun. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what my birds have got for their birthdays and for Christmas as well. I'm probably going to buy them more stuff because you guys know me, I just can't help myself. I don't know what these guys are doing. I think Pickles wants to go back to David. Scampy wants all the toys that I've just thrown on the floor. So I'm going to go tidy up and put some things in their cages. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you celebrate Christmas, let me know what you're getting your birds for the big day. And if you don't, let me know if you're treating your birds to anything anyway, because there's always an excuse to treat our birds. Scampy's trying to get in the box. Right, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go and sort things out. It's chaos here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day. Take care and see you later.